This is Umar for BoxNation in association with Global Next Trade. The headquarters of Queensberry Promotions here, joined by Frank Warren after what was an extremely eventful week and weekend. It was the third sellout for Queensberry within 4 years at Wembley Stadium, Frank. So as an event point of view, you must be delighted with what happened on the weekend.
Yeah, it was a spectacle, wasn't it? It was a great event, great evening. It was a good fight, but unfortunately for Queensberry and for Daniel, it wasn't the right result. But the best man won on the night, and as I said, Usyk, Oleksandr Usyk showed what he's all about, which is he's a great generational champion. That's what he is.
We'll break everything down within the fight in a bit, and there's a lot to dissect here, and we'll cover it all. But in terms of the event, the names that were there, the celebrities, I mean, Jason Statham, there was a load of Premier League players there. His Excellency even turned up. There was an incredible array of people there at ringside on Saturday. Well,
it was, but that was definitely a big occasion. As I said, it was a history-making fight, first time in this country. The 4 belts were on the line, and a Brit fighting for them. And as you say, people, they turned out in force. Everybody there, they wanted to be there for the fight.
For sure. It was star-studded at ringside. I know the kind of the Wembley sort of thing was built around if Tyson Fury's headlining it or Anthony Joshua's headlining it. I personally didn't think we'd get to a stage where you'd have someone else from this country bring in that audience, but the reception that Daniel Dubois got on that night was phenomenal in his ring walk, and people, the audience really turned out from the British public.
Well, that's why I'm a promoter and you're not. Look, you got to look at his last fight. The fight before was against Agit. It was sold out, and he came out the victor, and he got cheered out the ring. They see him; he's an exciting fighter, and he was, and we was all hoping, and they probably were all hoping that the same thing would happen against Oleksandr.
But to be fair, when obviously Usyk left the ring, he got a brilliant ovation from the crowd as well.
And he should do, because he's a great fighter. They were a good crowd. They got behind their man, but they appreciate Usyk. You look at Usyk; it's not like he's not a stranger to these shores. He's fought here enough times. They know what they're going to get with him, which is always a great performance. I mean, he's a very, 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 very good fighter. And one of his main points, or main strengths, I should say, is his mental. How focused he is mentally, and how mentally he's prepared for the occasions. Because when you look at it, he's always the away guy, for obvious reasons, for what's going on in Ukraine. But he's always on the road, and he's the away fighter.
There was, to be fair, quite a few Ukrainians in the crowd.
Yeah, they showed up for him, didn't they? There was quite a few there, big crowd there for him.
Yeah. And what did you make of the atmosphere as a whole?
It's great atmosphere, the noise there. I mean, I was in the dressing room for an hour before with Daniel, watching him prepare and so forth. But yeah, it was a fabulous atmosphere. And we missed it, and the rain stopped, thank God.
Yeah, for once. Before we come on to, as I said, breaking everything down, I do actually want to give a mention to the staff at Queensberry, because I know how hard it is to run a normal arena show like we'll have in Bournemouth this Saturday, but to run it at the National Stadium, and you had people, the public won't know these names, but people like Ben Murphy, Louis, Paddy, Matt, people on the ground running around crazy.
Bianca,
Emma,
all the girls, Sissy, Renee,
and they're the unsung heroes,
Kelly,
aren't they?
all of them. Yeah, I mean, all the girls. They are. We got a fabulous team here, and they're all committed, and they do a brilliant job for us. They represent themselves and Queensberry really well. They're a great team. And it's all the preparation that makes it a success.
Yeah, it was a brilliant event. Right, have you had any contact with Daniel or Stan since the weekend?
No, I haven't. I called and left a message, but I haven't had a call back.
Okay. Going into this fight, from what I was hearing, and I'm sure you're going to say the same thing, but I just want to clarify this. Daniel Dubois, I heard, was very good in camp. He was firing on all cylinders. Is that what happened in camp?
He was excellent. All the reports about him, he went and trained. and it was a good camp. He was in a good place, and he at the weigh-in and at the press conference the day before. He was in good frame of mind. There was no problem with it.
In the build-up to this fight, from the launch press conference till we got till fight night, were Team Dubois too vocal? Because Usyk seemed a little bit annoyed, and the way he fought was so aggressive. I've never seen him like that.
I don't agree with that. I mean, whether they were vocal or not, that's boxing. Jesus, I mean, come on, we were as vocal as Tyson's team when they fought him. I mean, it's, you know, when we was out in red.
Did they poke the bear too much with Usyk?
No, I don't think so. Usyk's, listen, he's 38 years of age. He's done everything. As I said, he's a road warrior. Yeah, you know, he knows what he's got to do. He's got great mental strength. He didn't come out. I thought he'd come right out when the first bell, and he didn't. And Daniel, contrary to what, you know, I know what I see, and Daniel had a couple of good rounds there. There were no trouble earlier on in the fight. Some of this, you know, where he was in trouble to start with, he wasn't. He was doubling his jabber, he's throwing his jab, and he caught Usyk a few times in the early stages. But, you know, as the fight went on, he just lost. He lost his way. You know, Usyk came back into the fight. It was a good fight. Why was it lasted? It was some slaughter or anything. Even with the 2 knockdowns, it's not like he took a belting. He took a big punch, went down, got up, took another one, went down. They chucked the tail in, and that was it. He didn't take a good hide. It's not like he got tuned up or anything in the fight. And he watched the fight back. He caught him with some good shots. He took a couple of good shots, Usyk.
What was Daniel's game plan going into that fight? Going
into the fight was to hands up, move your head, get behind a jab, and put him on the back foot. That's what the plan was. But it just didn't happen. It didn't happen. You know, after that fourth round, got clipped a couple of times, and certainly in the fifth round, we all see what happened. It just wasn't his night. That was it. He got beat. The better man won on the night. No excuses. He won. He prepared well for the fight. You know, there's a couple of things that didn't happen. You know, he should have got to the ring, the venue earlier and right, but they're no excuses. All those things what you should have done, you didn't do. So that's what it is. At the end of the day, that is it. You have everything's there for you to do it the right way. You take advantage of it and do it the right way. If you don't do that, that's your fault. You got beat on the night because the other guy came in there and got there early and prepared and was ready to go. That's what he did. And he went on the night.
Okay, I was going to bring up the arrival time because it got to about 8:30 and that's when he pulled up to the venue. And between him walking into the tunnel at Wembley to him ring walking, there was only an hour and 50 minutes.
Yes.
Is that enough?
No.
Why did that happen?
I don't know why. Oh, I do know why it happened, but I'm not going to go into that. And at the end of the day, it's totally irrelevant now because we're not going to change what happened. And that's it. And would it have made any difference? I don't know if it would have made any difference, but it didn't help. And there ain't no excuses. There is no excuses. The best man won on the night. The best man did what he had to do. He prepared properly. Daniel prepared properly. On the night, getting to the venue, a couple other things. That didn't happen with Usyk's team. Usyk's team got there on time, done all what had to do. Excuse me. That's it.
So in the changing room, because you were there, I came in for a bit as well, but only towards the latter part when he started hitting the pads. Before that, was there a rush in the changing room? How was it? Everything was fine.
Well, I mean, I got in there an hour before, so they'd been there, and he was been bandaged up, and they signed the inspector signed his bandages in front of Usyk's people, and that was it. As I got in there.
Okay. Yeah, as I said, I'm not trying to make excuses.
No, there aren't any excuses. There are no excuses because we all know what time the ring walk was going to be. Everybody knew what time it was going to be. He was going to start the ring walk around 9:45, and that's what you work towards. And that's it. So you don't get it right. You don't get anything that if you get there late, whatever happens, all that bullshit, it's irrelevant because you knew about it.
When he walked against Joshua,
he came out, didn't he? AJ said he got there late. You know, it don't matter. It's irrelevant. Got there late, walked out, got back to the dressing room early. That's it.
What I was going to say was when Daniel walked out against Joshua, he looked like a man that was soaking up Wembley. He looked like the man. In that sort of hour and 50 before he ring walked, did he seem a little bit jittery, a bit nervous? How was he?
No, he's all right. He was like he's not their dressing room. In their dressing room, there's no music going or anything like that. It's a very quiet dressing room. Obviously everybody's trying to gee him up. He was all right. He's hitting the pads, warming up, bit of skipping, getting ready to go.
Okay. So what I said about Oleksandr Usyk in terms of he wasn't like himself is because I could see him loading up, in the first half of the fight, which he doesn't really normally do.
I don't think he loaded up. I think he was throwing his jabs. Go and watch his jabs. Go and watch it back. He throws his jabs. He's throwing jabs. What he needed to do was double the jab, walk forward, double the jab, and try and push him back. But it didn't happen. But he was throwing his jabs, and he caught him. He caught him with a couple of nice shots. But he's a proper warrior, isn't he, Usyk? He took those couple of shots.
You didn't think Usyk was loading up and then looking for the knockout? It seemed like that.
Usyk was loading up.
Yes, that's what
I don't. I don't think
he seemed far more aggressive than he normally is in the first part.
I don't think. Well, you go and watch him fight Tyson and watch him fight Bruno. Bruno. Watch him fight AJ and watch him fight Tyson. As soon as that first bell went, he's on him. He's right on top of you, and he didn't do that. He didn't come straight at him. Came out. And he actually didn't do what I quite thought he would do, which he'd done in previous fights.
But that left hand wasn't missing when Usyk threw it.
No, it wasn't. He caught him. He's a southpaw. Remember, he's fighting a southpaw, and he got caught, and he had a good jab. Usyk he caught him with some good jabs too. But they were both early stage. They were both catching each other.
So you talked about Daniel's lack of head movement. Is that the main thing that you wanted to see from him? I
want to see any fighters moving. Move your head. You make yourself a difficult target. Don't go in straight lines, and and use all your physical attributes. And his game plan just didn't work on the night, and that was the end of it. For whatever reason, it didn't work.
I did think from Daniel we were going to see more shots to the body, even to the arms, the shoulders.
He threw one shot at the body. I said to him when he was in the dressing, I said, "Don't matter where you hit him. He's a big puncher, Daniel. If you hit him on the arms, just let him feel the power. Just let your shots go. If he tucks up, hit him on the arms. Just let your shots go. Wherever you can aim, just throw your punches." And as I say, he started off fairly well, but it just didn't. It didn't continue that way.
Do you think mentally in the back of his head, what happened in Poland, how that ended, was in his mind? No,
it wasn't his night, and that's the end of it.
Usyk too good.
He was too good for him on Saturday. Of course he was. That's what he done. You watched it. He was too good for him in the 5th round, that's for sure. But one punch can change a fight in heavyweight division.
Right. I was on the opposite.
You can look at they're different fighters. If you look at Hooney against Fabio. Fabio didn't win a round, did he? But the big punchers can turn fights around. So you're always in there. If you can punch, you're always in there. You're always in there with an opportunity. Sorry, with a chance when you get the opportunity. Excuse me.
Do you need water?
No, I'm right. Go on.
So I was on the opposite side of the corner to Daniel Dubois' corner, where you kind of that area where you normally sit, but you were in the corner. Now I haven't watched the fight back on the broadcast either, but from what I've seen, there was a lot of voices in Daniel's corner saying a lot of things. Is that true? Was the corner a bit of a mess?
No, I think a lot of stuff was going. His dad, because he hears his dad voice. I've told you that a million times, and he looks to his dad. He was looking to his dad in the fight, And when he come back to the corner, so a lot of stuff was channeled through his dad. I was behind the corner. I'm not in front watching it. We're sitting outside of it, and obviously when he's in between rounds, telling the old man what you think. Telling Stan, what we think he should be doing.
Because remember, after the first Fury and Usyk fight, that was a big talking point about multiple voices. So I've seen the same thing online, that there was multiple voices saying...
No, I haven't read any of that stuff. I had a day off yesterday.
So how far away were you from the corner?
I was in the corner.
Are you
you sit in a seat back from the ring.
So what was the main instruction that was being given to Daniel throughout?
Jab. Move your head and jab. The basics. You got to push him back and beat him to the jab. Jab with him.
So let's talk about the 5th round. Obviously, Oleksandr Usyk dropped him. Daniel got back up. Then Usyk piled on the pressure. Obviously, caught him with a beautiful left hand. Daniel goes down for a second time. Did he quit?
No, he didn't quit. Referee counted him out.
Okay, I say that because after the referee waved it off, he walks back to his corner.
Why would he get up if he's quitting?
What, you mean after the first knockdown?
Yeah.
But the point I'm making, after the second knockdown, when he walks back to his corner,
they threw the towel in.
But he didn't stagger. He walked back.
But they threw the towel in, and the referee stopped the fight. So he walked back to his corner. Watch it back.
The towel came in at the same point the referee waved it off, essentially. So counted 10.
The referee's counted 10. It's off. The towel's in.
Do you think he could have got back up after the second knockdown?
Could he get back up?
Do you think he could have got back up?
He did get back up. He didn't get back up in time. Again, he's looking to the corner. He should be looking and picking up on the count. When you get the weight ready to get up.
Yeah, why does he's done that before?
Because he looks to his dad. That's why the dad's there. That's what he does. That's why we put the dad in the corner, because he hears his voice. That's what it is. Rightly or wrongly, whatever way you want to put it, that's how it is. And you can dress up any. So what we saying? Were those good punches that he threw, Usyk,
fantastic.
Or not? Well, he took fantastic. He went down after taking fantastic punches. He didn't go down for nothing, did he? They were big punches, and he got up for the first one and didn't make it for the second one. And even if he had made it, that towel was coming in. Which, by the way, I didn't agree with the towel going in.
No, neither.
4 belts on the line. Four belts on the line. And this is the heavyweight championship of the world. You go out there, you go out in your shield.
The point you made about the referee as well, someone who does that so well is Tyson. He'll look at the referee and come up right at the right point.
Yeah, but it's how you get caught. What's your head like when you got being hit? He weren't down once, he was down twice. He'd already got up once, he's down again. And he went down to a extremely good, it was a very, very good punch he got caught with.
So basically what you're saying is Daniel, the second shot was so good that you don't think if he had tried.
Well, let me ask you a question. If the referee said fight on, what would have happened? Do you think
how long was left in the round? Do you remember?
I don't know how many left. I'm not sure what's left. But what do you think would happen?
He would have probably finished him.
At the end of the day, he got caught with a good shot. Could he have got up earlier? I don't know where he could have got up earlier. But he's not. He's been down a couple of times in fights, and one is we know what happened with his eye. We had the situation with Usyk, and I'll go. We'll have that first fight crap again. But these were good shots he got caught with. Or the other side of it you're saying is they're not good shots. He could have carried on because they're either good punches or they're not good punches. They're either powerful punches or they're not powerful punches. Should he have gone down when he got hit? He got caught with good punches, and at the end of the day, that is it. And even if he'd been able to carry on, even if he'd been able, I think it would have got stopped anyway. That's my opinion, and he's with me. I'm not saying, the referee, he should have done this, he would have done that, and whatever. I don't think the towel should have gone in. Tell you that straight. It's what the referee was there for, to decide. And there are times when, if fighters are getting badly hurt, that I don't want to see them take unnecessary punishment. And obviously, if a towel comes in under those circumstances, fine. But he was not. It weren't like he took a belting. It's not like he was taking. He was getting tuned up during that fight. That was not happening.
That's exactly what I mean. He wasn't poleaxed on the floor. So that's the argument. Could he have rose at 8 or 9? That's the because he wasn't.
But could he have rose? I don't know. I don't know what his head was like.
Because once the fight was over, he got straight up and walked back, didn't stagger to the corner. So he wasn't completely hurt where he couldn't.
Yeah, but you can recover. It's like Tyson when you mentioned Tyson. He took that tremendous punch in the fight with Wilder. It tells you he couldn't move. Why is he on his back? I thought he was knocked out. He said, because I couldn't feel my legs. It took all that time till I got the feeling back in my legs. He said, if I'd have got up, I'd have staggered all over the place and the referee would have stopped it, which the referee would have done. But he had the maturity and the presence of mind to do that. That Daniel, even if it was that way, even if his head was clearing, it didn't happen. And he hasn't got the experience. And, I don't know, it just didn't happen. And there's no... He got beat. He got beat by the better man. He was put down with good punches. And that's it. He's a powerful puncher. You look at Tyson in that fight when he got in the last fight he had with Usyk, that 9th round.
The first fight.
The first fight, that 9th round, he was all over the place. The next round he come out, he recovered. He had the power to do that. It is what it is. You can't change it. And it's, Do you
think he'll learn from this big time, Dan?
If he don't learn, he's got to learn one thing from this fight. One thing he's got to learn is he's got to get the mental resilience that Usyk has. He is so focused, so on it. And, he comes back, he fights again. You've got to get a few things sorted out. You learn from defeats. It's all about learning and learning. He's still only a young guy for a heavyweight. And it's not like he's got knocked over by somebody in a 10-round fight. He's got knocked out by a generation great fighter. Got stopped by a generational great fighter. If he should retire, then Joshua should retire after what he did to Joshua. Hrgovic should retire after what he did to Hrgovic, if people are going to have that mentality.
He's only 27, Daniel. So.
He's 27. But having said that, there's a lot of lessons to be learnt from that fight. And if you don't learn the lessons, then you're not going anywhere. And he has won a world title.
I was going to say, look, he had those setbacks with Joyce and Usyk the first time, and mentally something did change with Baby Miller, because he was struggling at the first part of that fight and he overcame it. Hrgovic had to go through a fight, obviously completely dominated Joshua. But
look at the shots he was taking in that fight with Hrgovic. 3 rounds of big right-handers and getting caught with them. It took them.
So he has shown that he can improve mentally, but I think he has to go up another level, doesn't he now?
Of course he does.
Usyk mentally is probably the best out there. Him and Tyson.
It's not just mentally. As a boxer, as a fighter, as a tactician, he's got a great boxing brain. He's done it, and he's done it from every level. He's done it, and he's done it time and time again. And he showed, as he said himself, that 38 for him is not old.
Now there's 2 wins over Joshua, 2 wins over Tyson, 2 wins over Daniel. He's obviously beaten Derek, which was a good fight, and he's been undisputed at cruiserweight. Is there an argument? People are saying he's the greatest of all time, or right up there?
No, he's not the greatest of all time. He's up there with them. He's at the moment he's the best of his generation on the results he's had. Again, as I say, the fights with Tyson were very close fights. He got the results on them. But he is an exceptional talent, an exceptional fighter, an exceptional man. He's got a real good sense of humour. He's got all those things, ticks the boxes with everything, and the fans love him. And he's up there with all those guys. But is he the best out of all of them? I don't know. I think I've been fortunate enough to see all the fighters other than the Lewises and I said not seeing them live like the Marcianos, but although I've seen lots of films, I've seen their fight films and that. But the ones after that, the Aloys, the Frasers, the Formans,
Lennox.
Great fights. Well, I'm just going to come up to them. Great fighters like Evander Holyfield. You know, great fighters like Larry Holmes. Yeah, he's up there. Was he better than all of them? That I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know, for me, Evander Holyfield was another great fighter who come up through the weight divisions. Brilliant fighter. Look at the fights and look at the fighters they were fighting. You look at the quality of the fighters they were fighting as well.
Okay. Before we come back onto Usyk, because you've got so many people who could be challenging him at Queensberry in the next couple of years if he carries on for that long. Just a couple of more on Daniel. So how long do you think he'll need out from the sport?
How long does he need out?
Yeah.
He's just take a few months off, go and recharge his batteries, get back in a gym. And I told him when I left him on Saturday, I said, you know, give it a week or so, and then watch it back and watch it back and watch it back again. Think about what happened in your preparation for the fight, the day leading up, you know, what you did and everything, and learn from it. And that's how you improve. That's how you become a better fighter. Learn from it. You're young enough. He's fortunate enough that he can learn from it.
There are so many top-level fighters that he could go in with, and a lot of them he'd start as favourites still with.
Yeah. Every fight he's had, the last five fights he's had, he's gone in as an underdog in every one of those fights.
So what level do you bring him back at, Frank? Right at the top?
He'd fight someone in the top 10. Yeah. You want to be the best, you got to go out and do it.
Do you think you'll become world champion one day again?
Do I think he'll become world champion again? If he don't learn lessons from this particular fight, and I don't just mean the fight itself, I mean everything that surrounded it, then it may be a bit difficult. But he's capable of learning, and if they make some adjustments and changes, then I'm sure he can do.
Okay. And in terms of his training team, Don Charles, Kieran Farrell, you think that will remain moving forward?
Well, it was a good formula up until this fight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, they got it right. They were, you know, up until this fight. What I mean by up to this fight, because he lost, I mean, all the preparation went excellent. No one complained about it, did they? You know, everybody, all of us, were all very, very confident that he was going to be at his best. Right,
let's come back to Oleksandr Usyk. So we know the WBO had called for that fight with Joseph Parker before Saturday night anyway. So how long have we got until Usyk has to make a decision about vacating or fighting Parker?
Well, we've got to start negotiating. If we can't agree terms, then it go to purse bids. And if he don't want to, if he don't want the fight, excuse me, then he'll vacate the belt like he did for the IBF.
What's your gut telling you? What will he do?
I don't know.
Let's say he keeps.
He's got to fight someone. Well, if you don't fight him, if he has to vacate the WBO, then he goes on to the next belt. And I'm not sure who it is next one in. I think it might be I think it's the BA. I think it's BA.
Wardley?
Yes, so it'd be Fabio.
Well, I mean, across all of them, I mean, with the IBF, you've got Derek with WBA's Wardley, WBC's Agit Kabayel, and Lawrence Okolie just below him, and obviously WBO's Joseph Parker. Yeah. And Moses Itauma's number one with the WBO. So it's like,
there's plenty of fights.
I mean, you've had two guys with Fury, you've had two guys with Dubois.
Or you can have another, or he wants to fight Tyson again, or I don't know. You know, he again. He's not going to be making any decisions yet. He's back with his family. He's had a long training camp. He's had a successful night, and he'll be now enjoying the fruits of his labours with his family and make a decision when it suits.
Okay, let's just focus on Joseph Parker. If it is him and he wants to keep the WBO, that would be, of course, for the undisputed Usyk v Parker. What challenges does Joseph Parker present that someone hasn't already with Usyk? How can he beat him?
How can he beat him?
Joe Parker.
Well, he's on a roll at the moment, Joe. It's a tough fight. It's a tough fight. He knows that. He fancies it. He's been there before. He's a former world champion. Who knows? I suppose a lot of people are just hoping that he'll get old. That's what they're hoping with him. But, you know, he didn't look like an old man the other night. And
well, look, Andy Lee said, look, the speed, the agility of Joe Parker will give...
Speed is what will be...
Different questions,
If you've got speed, you have an opportunity. That's one of the good things you've got going for you fighting somebody like Usyk. You've got to have speed. And as he says, he came in very heavy for his last fight, didn't he, when he fought? So he'll come in lighter. It'd be interesting. But he's been there, Joe. He knows what's what. And And I'm sure if he gets the opportunity, then he'll take it literally with both hands.
Look, you're right, former world champion, but he's actually fighting better currently than when he was a world champion. He's got the experience. He's a big man. He can punch. He's got speed. So it's an interesting fight, I think, personally. Usyk and Parker.
It's a good fight. I mean, it's a fight you want to see. I want to see it. Listen, everybody everybody has got a high opinion, quite rightly, of Joe, and so they want to see it. Yeah.
Let's say he does now vacate the WBO. Tyson Fury's made it very clear that when he comes back next year, Oleksandr Usyk is the one he wants.
Yeah.
Could we potentially see that trilogy next?
If Usyk wants it, yeah.
Is that a stadium fight here?
Yeah, if Usyk wants it, yeah. I mean, you heard somebody actually, when they were doing an interview, it was mentioned, wasn't it, about fighting Tyson, and all the stadium all get a big cheer.
Yeah, so Usyk Fury 3 at Wembley.
Listen, those two fights him and Tyson had were bloody good fights. They were very good fights. And they were close fights, and they were very good fights.
Okay. The other one that was thrown in, and this was by His Excellency, and obviously Moses Itauma's got a big fight coming up with Dillian Whyte, but he wants to see Usyk and Itauma. How far is Moses Itauma?
I'm sure he does. How far away? Well, let's see. We'll see when he has his fight on the 16th of August in Riyadh. He's 20 years of age.
That is a real baby in the heavyweight division. Yeah,
that's right. Think about it. I mean, he won a gold medal in the Olympic Games, Usyk, and he was older than Moses at this stage of his career.
Yeah, that's right. London,
23, whatever it was.
London 2012. Yeah, that's right. Okay, but I guess the bottom line is, I mean,
he's 25.
We didn't even mention Agit Kabayel. You've got plenty of people there.
He came in. They're all there. They're all ready to fight, every one of them. And like I said, now the dust has settled on it now. Now we're going to start seeing some serious action in the heavyweight division, or more serious action, because there will be a pathway to who fights, who Alexander defends against next, and whether he's going to vacate any of the belts.
With Agit Kabayel, I was in the office on Friday, and he had a meeting with George and Spencer, and they said to him about, we're going to do this show in Germany, this homecoming for you. So you looking forward to the prospect of that, taking Agit back to Germany late this year? Yeah,
very much so. Very much so. We'll be doing that, definitely.
Okay. Just a few more things to run through. Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. How weird is that? Is that realistic?
Yeah, well, it's it's a bit out of the blue, a bit left field. What do I take out of that? I mean, I've got basically no one can complain about Jake Paul anymore, saying he's not going to fight somebody who's got a name and a reputation. He's two-time world champion.
Dangerous though, isn't it?
It's a very dangerous fight. But he fancies it. I spoke with him.
Really?
He really up for it. He really fancies the job. And I take my hat off to him.
Okay.
No one can complain. People might say, "Oh, it's a, is it a mixed match?" They have all their various moments, but you cannot criticise Jake Paul. He wants that fight.
Just want to mention a couple of fights on the undercard. What did you make of Okolie Lerena, Frank?
Well, I make it. You see his arm afterwards.
Yeah.
If you've seen some of the things online, he's got a bicep. He's torn his bicep. It's like an Easter egg. It was in a real state, and he'd done that in the first round, which was unfortunate.
What did you make the actual fight though, Frank?
I didn't see it because I was in the dressing
changing room. Same here, to be honest.
Yeah, in the change room with the boys. But from what I've heard, people who I respect, he struggled to. He's not struggled in the fight, but he was struggling with his arm.
What do you think he can do in this division, Lawrence Okolie?
Well, look, he can box and he can whack, and if he's, it's just a shame that happened, because we'd be interested to see how that fight developed. I mean, you're fighting with one arm, which is what you're doing for 9 rounds of a fight, one arm, then you do well to get through the fight.
In terms of the other undercard fights, what did you manage to watch? You watch Edmondson and Lappin?
I did watch that.
Thoughts on that one?
I thought it was very close.
It was close,
I thought it was very, very close. I think it could have gone either way, that.
Okay.
He came on late in the fight, Ukrainian.
Brilliant win for Soldakers.
Didn't he do well? He boxed well, didn't he? He just kept moving. He done well. I thought he'd done extremely well.
He was a bit of an underdog going into that
He
fight.
was a massive underdog. I mean, that guy, was he 24-0?
Serenko, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, Serenko.
Yeah.
So Soul's back in that
got
English,
himself back in the picture again.
like a Fraser Clark sort of fight, or
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
okay. Right, we move on to Bournemouth this Saturday. So how quickly did this sell out?
Before we even put it on sale, they all took all the tickets.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it just went like that.
Be lively on Saturday then.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great atmosphere there, and it's going to be a really good card.
Just talk to me about that main event between Garner and Bellotti.
It's a tough fight for both of them. Both of them. They're both well supported, and I feel that say it every time, but it's that old adage: styles make fights. I think you'll get a good fight. I mean, Ryan's never in a boring fight, is he? He's an exciting fighter, and he's on a roll at the moment, and he's looking for bigger and better things. And this for him is a fight he can't, let it become a banana skin for him. And for Bellotti, it's a great opportunity.
But you're hoping for
and he fancies it by going in the other guy's backyard.
Hoping for another win over Matchroom Saturday.
Yeah, of course, always.
A good fight on there for Aloys Jr. Against Aloys.
That's a good fight. Yeah, that's a very good fight. I'm looking forward to that one too.
I mean, he might be up there with Moses as one of the best prospects in world boxing, Aloys, right?
Oh, I'll tell you what, he's exciting, so doesn't he? I mean, he's a very, very exciting fighter. He can whack, and he's shown what he's all about. He's only a young guy, and Ellis is a fight he can't afford to lose. He wants to stay, in that level of boxing.
Well, that is this Saturday live on DAZN. The last thing I want to talk to you about, I didn't expect to be talking to you about Josh Taylor today, but whilst I've been in this office, he's put out a confirmation of his retirement. Obviously, Josh Taylor's been an incredible servant to boxing, to British boxing, a former undisputed champion. And he also did say, I do want to thank Frank and George Warren at Queensberry for giving me the opportunity to headline at the Hydro once more in my last fight in front of the fans that I love. He did mention you and George in that, but just on a whole, I mean, as I said, Josh has been
He's been a great fighter. Scottish hero, done, as you said, undisputed champion. Lovely fella to work with. Really, I just wish we'd have been with him from the start, because I think we'd had a good time together. But he's very well respected, and we all wish him and his family wish him all the best for the future and whatever he decides he's going to do. But it's a bit of a loss, to be quite honest, because he's a fan's favourite, and that was a big night for him up in Scotland, and unfortunately it didn't go his way.
Definitely, but a magnificent career that Josh Taylor had. Is there anything you'd like to add before we close off, Frank?
No, I think that's about it, really, mate. I think we're all good. Did you? You enjoyed the fight?
Incredible, yeah. Yeah, I didn't think it'd go like that.
Nor did I. I didn't. I mean, I generally thought he had a massive chance of winning the fight.
Well, I thought if Usyk was going to win, it would be later on points. Yeah. I thought I didn't expect an Usyk early.
Yeah, he got clipped. He caught him with a good shot. That first one was the start of the finish.
But there is nothing like a Wembley night, really, with boxing.
No, that's the best. That's the best venue in the world for big time boxing in the world.
Yeah, and it seemed like there was no trouble. Everyone enjoyed themselves. It was a good.
Yeah,
good
they
fight.
Seemed to be. Yeah, and thankfully the rain held off.
Yeah, unlike in
despite
Ipswich.
all our competitors doing that rain dance all day, it must be killing them the way it's pissing down during the morning.
Well, listen, Frank, appreciate your time. Let's see where Daniel Dubois goes, and let's see who you've got next for Oleksandr Usyk, because there's a lot of people there waiting in line.
We got plenty for him next. So as soon as the champ wants to know what he's doing, we'll get on it, and hopefully we can make the fight here in the UK for him, because the fans love him here.
Yeah, they do. Brilliant. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.